Amendments to the Universities and University Colleges Act, or AUKU, were passed in the Dewan Rakyat last month to grant students more autonomy in managing the activities and finances of their associations. Rasydan Mohd Hassan, formerly of the National Student Consultative Council, shares what the amendments could mean for student empowerment.
Some key amendments made to AUKU can be looked into. First, the governance of the Student Representative Council or the student union itself. Now, with the amendment of Section 15, who actually give the freedom, more freedom for this group of leaders to actually handle their own financial activities and give more autonomy and be a more autonomous institution to the student in the future. Also, by having this, maybe they will create more future income generation. And I would say this will actually smoothen or maybe cut off some bureaucracy and the dependency towards the university. And if these practices become a success, we can see in long term that the student bodies will then create more benefits, not only for the student, but also the university.
However, Rasydan said there is still room for improvement, especially when it comes to implementation.
I think this amendment actually, when we look on the bigger scope, needs the cooperation of these three main stakeholders: the students, the universities, and also the ministry. I mean, we can't afford any working in silo scenario where only one entity works or one entity is working with one thing, another one is working with the other, when at the end there's no correlation happens and the agenda which should have been better, but at the end become worse than expected. So I think the most important thing is how this implementation can run at its best possible outcome. For instance, is the unfixed tenure term could be an abuse which can be used by one party to another, or maybe this will cause a disruption to any functional works on the student bodies, for example. Or maybe in terms of financial, are there any audit procedures which need to be introduced or implemented in the future, or any regulations specifically are to be made to align with our Bank Negara's organization monetary policy? The student disciplinary committee, will they need to create a new regulation to protect any entities who undergone this process, since now students are also involved and allowed to be in the committee? How far this will help and benefit the student? These are, I think, some of the key things which can be looked into when the amendment has been made, so that we have a proper governance and at the end will help everyone in the ecosystem. We don't want any loophole. We don't want this amendment make the student empowerment become worse, but we want this amendment to actually help the student to develop more, not only as an individual, but also for them to strive and survive after they finish their studies in universities.